How Tiffany single-handedly saved the Chucky franchise. When you think of 80s slasher icons, Chucky always stood out. While other killers were hulking, silent monsters, he was a 3-foot-tall doll with the mouth of a sailor and the soul of a serial killer. The original Child's Play was a genuinely terrifying concept done to perfection. But by the 1990s, that magic was gone. The franchise, once a titan of horror, was on life support. After the disappointment of Child's Play 3 in 1991, Chucky just vanished. For 7 long years. Most of us thought he was gone for good. But then, one character, a doll with killer fashion sense and a voice dripping with venomous charm, didn't just join the franchise, she dragged it back from the brink of death. This is the story of how Tiffany Valentine, the Bride of Chucky, saved the entire series. The unforgettable force of Jennifer Tilly. You can't talk about Tiffany without talking about the absolute powerhouse who brought her to life, Jennifer Tilly. Creator Don Mancini actually wrote the part specifically for her, and it's easy to see why. Tilly's performance isn't just iconic, the character is Jennifer Tilly. Her unmistakable, breathy voice and her perfect mix of comedy and genuine menace are the heart and soul of Tiffany Valentine. As a human, Tilly is the perfect mix of trailer park glam and obsessive devotion. But when she becomes a doll, the performance is legendary. She injects that plastic shell with so much personality. Every line is dripping with sarcasm, desire, or pure rage. She can flip from a doe-eyed romantic to a blood-curdling psycho on a dime. Tilly completely understood the assignment. She leaned into the camp and the absurdity of it all with a fearless energy, making Tiffany both hilarious and legitimately frightening. You're laughing at her obsession with bridal magazines one minute, and then gasping when she slits someone's throat the next. She even made Tiffany sympathetic. We get her twisted desire for domestic bliss and her frustration with Chucky's refusal to commit. Jennifer Tilly's work turned the character into more than just Chucky's girlfriend. She created a horror icon in her own right, a character so beloved that she's now just as central to the franchise as Chucky himself. The post-Scream revolution and the injection of meta-humor. Tilly's perfect, campy performance was exactly what the franchise needed to fit into the new horror landscape of the late 90s. To understand how vital Tiffany was, you have to remember what the early 90s were like for horror. The big slasher franchises of the 80s were running on fumes. The old formulas were getting stale, and audiences were tired of watching the same monsters chase new teens through the same old plots. Child's Play was no different. The first 2 films are classics, but Child's Play 3 was a critical and financial dud. Released only 9 months after the second one, it felt rushed and repetitive. The plot was, yet again, Chucky trying to possess Andy Barkley, this time in a military school. The idea of a killer doll terrorizing a kid had been stretched as far as it could go. So, for 7 years, the franchise went dark. Then, in 1996, Wes Craven's Scream exploded, reviving the slasher genre by making fun of it. It proved that horror could be funny and clever without losing its edge. This is the world Bride of Chucky was born into. Tiffany's introduction didn't just add a new character, it completely changed the series' DNA, shifting it from straight horror into horror comedy. From her first scene, she sets this new tone. This wasn't the grim horror of the first 3 films. This was pure camp. And it was brilliant. Tiffany allowed the franchise to finally laugh at itself. The movie is packed with in-jokes, including a police evidence locker holding props from other famous horror films. Without Tiffany, this change in tone would have felt awkward. With her, it was a natural and necessary reinvention. From solo act to horror's most toxic power couple. For 3 movies, the Child's Play formula was locked in. Chucky gets resurrected, Chucky finds Andy, chaos ensues. It worked at first, but that well had run completely dry. Tiffany shattered that formula by giving Chucky something he'd never had before, an equal. All of a sudden, Chucky wasn't just a lone killer. He was part of a duo. And Tiffany wasn't a damsel in distress or a final girl. She was his ex-lover, his accomplice, and, after he shoves her soul into a doll, his unwilling partner. This created a dynamic that was way more complex. Their relationship is a tornado of love, hate, and shared psychosis. They're genuinely in love, but they also constantly try to kill each other. This toxic romance became the new engine driving the franchise forward. The film turns into a twisted road trip movie, a sort of Bonnie and Clyde with killer dolls. This breaks the series out of its repetitive rut. The focus is no longer just on Chucky trying to get a new body, it's about the dysfunctional relationship between two monsters. Tiffany challenges Chucky. She calls him out, matches his twisted wit, and is just as deadly. She's not his sidekick, she's his partner in crime and, half the time, his rival. This dynamic gave Chucky a real foil to play against, letting his character show sides we'd never seen, and it would fuel the franchise for decades. The legacy and conclusion. The gamble on Bride of Chucky paid off, big time. The movie was a box office success, breathing life and money into a franchise everyone had written off. But Tiffany's impact didn't stop there. She became a permanent, essential part of the series, its co-lead. Her presence is what allowed for the even more outrageous seed of Chucky, and she's been a driving force in every project since. This continued all the way through the acclaimed Chucky TV series, which ran from 2021 to 2024. In the show, Tiffany's story only got more complex, as she grappled with motherhood, her own identity, and being a fugitive, all while remaining a fabulously unhinged killer. Before 1998, Child's Play was on the fast track to becoming a horror footnote. Tiffany didn't just join the Chucky franchise, she gave it a fresh and ferocious voice that ensured Chucky would not only survive, but thrive. She wasn't just the Bride of Chucky, she was its savior. What's your favorite Tiffany moment? Do you think she's the best character in the franchise? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe for more horror history. Thanks for watching.